Hello everyone, today's story is called Jack and the Jelly Beanstalk. Can you see what's on the front cover? Sweeties, yes, they are sweeties. I love eating sweeties, but only sometimes as a treat. I'm going to read you a bit of the blurb on the back. When Jack sells his cow for jelly beans, his mum is furious. But these are magic beans. And soon Jack is on a big adventure in the clouds. Can you think of another story where there was a boy who had some magic beans? That's right, Jack and the Beanstalk. Well done. Jack's mum shook the biscuit jar and she peered inside the bread bin. She looked in dismay at the last few crumbs. "I'm so sorry, Jack," she said, "but the cupboards are bare and my purse is empty. We'll have to sell Daisy the cow." "Don't worry, Mum," said Jack sadly. "I will get a good price for her." So Jack has to go and sell the cow so they can have some money to buy some food. Daisy was the cutest cow you ever did see. So it wasn't a surprise that even before they got to town, a farmer offered Jack 20 gold coins for her. 20 gold coins, said Jack. Really? His mum would be so pleased. Jack was on his way home when all of a sudden he spotted a wonderful sweet shop. Look at those sweeties. What do you think he might do? I think he might go and buy some with some of the money. Inside there were so many sweets. But Jack could not take his eyes off an enormous bag of glittering jelly beans. He thought, look at all those jelly beans. Do you think he might take them? Do you think he might buy them? These are magic beans in every flavour you could wish for, said the shopkeeper. And for 20 gold coins, you can have them all. Jack was really pleased with himself. Magic beans? Every flavour he could wish for. He couldn't help himself. He handed over the money to the shopkeeper and he took the bag of magic beans. Jack walked home in a dream. But when he arrived home without Daisy and without any money, his mum was furious. What do you think furious means? Very cross. "You silly old boy," she said. And she threw the beans out of the window and she sent Jack to bed without anything to eat, not even a crumb. In the middle of the night, Jack woke up to a delicious smell of blueberries, chocolate, strawberries, ice cream and caramel wafting in through his window. Those were the smells he could smell while he was lying in his bed. A giant jelly beanstalk was growing in his garden. It was covered. It was a beautiful sight, shining in the moonlight, covered in brightly coloured beans, all in yummy flavours Jack had ever dreamed of. Wow, look at that jelly beanstalk. Jack opened the window and he began to climb, cramming jelly beans into his mouth as he went. Orange, pear, mint, sherbet, choc chip, apple pie, candy floss. Oh, as many as he could get in. Popcorn flavour. So many. He put some into his pockets too. Higher and higher he climbed until he was rather full. He came to a huge golden gate which had a large sign in it. Who do you think might live in this golden gate behind it? The sign said, "Angry giant, beware." It's the giant. Jack was hesitating when he heard a strange noise. He peered through the door. Sobbed a little white goose. "The giant is so angry. I've tried my best to lay more golden eggs, but it's no good. The pantry is empty and there's nothing to eat in the castle except me and that stringy old harp," sobbed the goose. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a juicy boy. Goose is good, but boy is tasty. Served with chips and wrapped in pastry." Whose feet are those? The giant. What do you think Jack's feeling like when he heard the giant coming along? Can you see his face? I think he's pretty scared. "Stop!" stuttered Jack as the giant scooped him up in his hand. "I'm very bony and I haven't washed for weeks. Give me 10 minutes and I will bring you a banquet. A feast fit for a king." Banquet is where there's a table laid out with lots and lots of yummy, delicious food that people can eat. Said the giant, putting Jack back down. "My clock is ticking. Tick, tick, tick. Bring me my feast and be quick." Jack had never worked so fast. In 10 minutes, he had picked up hundreds and hundreds of jelly beans. The giant had melon jelly beans for his starter and fish and chips beans for his main course. And it was all washed down with a fruity bean smoothie. The goose watched hungrily. The giant was just about to tuck into his pudding beans when the goose swallowed them down a hole. Oh, 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 oh. The giant was furious. He grabbed the goose and he shook her. Oh, 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 oh. But the beans would not come out. He threw her down on the table. He grabbed his carving knife. Jack grabbed the goose and he raced for the jelly beanstalk. "Stop!" yelled the giant, thundering after them. There's the giant trying to come down the beanstalk. There's Jack with the goose that he's rescued. He grabbed the stalk and he tried to climb down, but he was far too heavy. The jelly beanstalk began to sway with the giant on it sideways. Jack jumped off just in time. It wibbled and it wobbled. Then it came crashing to the ground far away from Jack. Crash! The giant fell to the ground. Jack looked all around and grinned. Their garden was covered in jelly beans. The goose never laid another golden egg, but she did lay delicious speckled ones, tutti frutti ones and tingy tangy ones. Jack and his mum had enough jelly beans to feed them for years, although every so often they would find one that tasted a little bit like smelly old socks. Yuck! Snip, snap, snout. The story's out. The end. I hope you enjoyed that one. I feel like I'm going to buy some jelly beans on my way to school tomorrow and have a little treat. See you soon. Bye.